Tēnā koutou katoa. Welcome to Velocity's 100K Challenge Virtual Qualifiers Event 2021. I will start the meeting with a karakia. Whakataka te hau ki te uru, whakataka te hau ki te tonga, kia mā kina ki uta, kia mā taratara ki tai, kia hi a ki ana te ata kura. He tio, he huka, he hauhu, ti he Maori ora.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Velocity's 100K Challenge Qualifiers event. Tonight is the night to celebrate innovation and recognize the 15 teams who are taking the next step in their entrepreneurial journey. So I'm Jade from Velocity's marketing team.
And I'm Jeffrey from the Challenges team, and we are your MCs for this evening. Whether you're in your home office or lying in bed right now, we're so grateful that you could join us tonight. This year, 90 teams entered the 100K Challenge. That's the second highest in Velocity's history, which makes it extra special to be one of the qualifiers in this year's challenge.
We're so grateful to have all of you guys, our qualifiers, judges, mentors, and other guests here tonight to celebrate innovation. Really, without you guys, none of this would be possible. So we'd also like to thank all 90 teams who submitted an entry to the 100K Challenge. Coming up with an idea to solve a problem is a really fantastic achievement. So this is just the start of the journey.
We would also like to say thank you to our founding partner, the University of Auckland's Business School. We would also like to thank our gold sponsors, Uni Services and Momentum, as well as our silver sponsors, Hudson Gavin Martin and New Zealand Growth Capital Partners. All of these sponsors and partners play a crucial part helping Velocity support innovation and entrepreneurship.
So what's going to happen this evening? Well, first, Velocity's CEO, Jason Tran, is going to inspire us all with some Velocity alumni updates. Following that, Professor Tava Olsen, Deputy Dean of the Business School, will share a few words with us. Make sure all teams stay to the end because we'll have a fun Q&A session for anyone to ask any questions they have to the 15 teams.
And then comes the highlight of the evening when we introduce the 15 qualifying teams. So let's get started and give a warm welcome to Velocity CEO, Jason.
Woo! Cool. Kia ora, tātia hau, and warm greetings to you all. Welcome again, friends and family, to our 100K Challenge Qualifiers evening, now live from the comfort of your very own home. On behalf of the Velocity Student Committee this year, we are all incredibly humbled and grateful that you could be in attendance tonight. It's not ideal that we are in level 4 lockdown, but I hope that you're all well, looking after yourself and staying safe. Thank you to the judges and the moderators for your endless hard work in reading and marking the entries. Thank you to our sponsors and the mentors for your unwavering support in ensuring that we still have a program 18 years on. Finally, I'd like to extend a massive thank you to my superstar of a team and the MCs for putting together what will be a very enjoyable evening for you all. Keep an eye out because they've got a surprise planned. Tonight, we're all about celebrating and recognizing exceptional innovations to come out of the university. So as Jade and Jeffrey alluded to earlier, this year we had over 90 entries into our challenge, the second highest that it's ever been since our founding. The caliber of this year's entries blew our judges away and made the decision not a straightforward job. I can tell you this for a fact because I was in the room earlier this week with the judges. I can easily say that they have had a very hard job. And if it were up to me judging, I would be as generous as Oprah would and give everyone a prize because you are all winners in my eyes. But thank goodness that I don't look after the finances here or else it would just be awful. So to all those who have qualified for this year's challenge, I'd like to extend a massive thank you, good luck, and congratulations. Submitting a 2,000 word business plan is not a simple job, let alone coming up with an idea. Being the top 15 teams out of 90 entries is also something that you should all be very, very proud of. My advice to the qualifiers is to go into the next round with an open mind and hunger to learn. Be proud of your idea and also be willing to learn from others. You'll be meeting and mingling with some inspiring and insightful people in the ecosystem. So make the most of what's to come. One such opportunity to do so is at our judges feedback evening next week, which I recommend that you should all take advantage of. Whether you're feeling overwhelmed, stressed out, confused, or down during this journey, remember this moment, the pure feeling of excitement, joy, and sense of pride, and don't ever forget your why. I'm not saying that the road ahead will be an easy one, but I can tell you that we believe in your idea and that we will support you every step of the way. We can't wait to see where you take your ideas to next, hopefully to the top 5 teams and potentially to the $15,000 prize for first place. Welcome to the network of over 15,000 alumni scattered across 35 countries. These alumni have gone off to raise over 300 million in capital across the 160 ventures that they've created. And this averages to around 1.8 million per venture. This will be you very, very soon. So don't forget about us when you all become multi-millionaires. One of these successful alumni that I like to share with you is Greg O'Grady, who won the 2018 100K research category, the academic category, with his startup Surgical Canary, now part of Elementary. Elementary is a medical device that collects data by non-invasively sensing the activity of the stomach from the body surface. Elementary was a winner of the High Tech Awards this year. In 2020, Greg also won the Innovation Challenge for his idea of creating a device that improves oxygenation from ventilators for those going through COVID. Now his latest startup, the Inside Company, which is also stomach related, has just gone off to raise over 4 million in capital. So I cannot wait to hear some phenomenal ideas and meet a wide range of like-minded individuals very soon, hopefully once we're out of lockdown. Congratulations again to the top 15 qualifying teams. Welcome to the start of your entrepreneurial journey, and we're stoked that we could play a part in it.
Thank you so much, Jason. It's actually really wonderful to hear that Velocity has helped propel so many entrepreneurs into their successful careers. Hopefully one day we'll be sharing your successes with the next generation of students.
Next up, I'd like to introduce Professor Tava Olsen, the Deputy Dean of the Business School. The Business School is our founding partner, and they have been supportive of us from day one. And we really appreciate you taking the time to celebrate with us this evening. So let's give a warm welcome to Professor Olsen.
Thank you very much. Tēnā koutou katoa. Welcome, everybody. It's a pity we can't on Zoom, but I'm very pleased to be here, and I'm very, very pleased that the event is going ahead. I understand that there were 172 people involved in the challenge over those 90 teams that others have mentioned, which is great. And we have participation from all the 8 faculties of the university and from undergraduates, postgraduates, academic and professional staff, which is marvelous. And this is 100% in line with the university's new strategic plan, Taumata Teite. Recommend you read it if you haven't already, but one of the key goals within that new plan is indeed to break down the silos of the university and do more translational work, which this challenge is all about. So apparently the feedback from the judges, which I guess we've also heard from Jason, is that there were huge numbers of great entries, and it was really challenging to narrow it down to just 15. So congratulations on being the lucky ones, or the winners here, the top 15 here tonight. Yeah, so this is the next stage of your journey. And I strongly encourage the teams to use the next 6 weeks to learn and experience as much as possible, because this opportunity can, if you choose to let it, change the direction of your life, in fact. And again, we've heard a bit of that from Jason. So I'll keep this short, particularly since we're on Zoom. And with that, I'll hand back to Jeffrey and Jade, and have a great evening.
Thank you so much, Professor Olsen. Yeah, we really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to provide us with some valuable insight. We're really incredibly proud of the way that entrepreneurship is becoming more mainstream across all of the university's faculties, as you said. And we're really excited to see how this impacts Aotearoa New Zealand in the coming years.
Now, let's get to the highlight of the evening, the introduction of the 15 qualifiers.
Oh yeah. So qualifying teams will be introduced one by one. And when your team name is announced, please turn on your mic and your camera, one of you from your team, who you've probably dedicated already, to give a 1-minute elevator pitch of your business idea. You'll also be notified that your 1 minute is up by our customized alarm bell named Honor.
So without further ado, let's welcome our first team.
All right, our first qualifier up is Fist Bump from the social category. Fist Bump is an interest and personality matchmaker with a machine learning algorithm that tailors like-minded people specifically to you. Fist Bump lets you chat anonymously and meet the friends that you like. So can a member of Fist Bump turn on your mic and camera and give us a 1-minute summary of your business?
You pretty much just did that. Not much I can add after that. Just kidding. Hi guys, my name is Michael. I'm from Fist Bump. Peter, Jaru, and Shannon here, but they're muted and cameras are turned off because they're.
Oh, my camera's on
or something. Okay. Yeah. So basically, what we're doing now is creating an application to help students find more friends, but we're definitely trying to expand into a global market, and we've already helped create over 100 friendships based on our internal analytics without doing any sort of like outbound marketing. This was all organic, and we're currently over 300 users. The next steps for us is probably to look into something like event organization or like smaller uni clubs. So sort of like a mixture between Meetup and like Tinder for Friends and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks.
Thanks, Michael. I wish I could give you a fist bump right now. So the second qualifier tonight is Moody from the new ventures category. Moody is a woman-centric brand disrupting the protein powder industry with products that focus on how you feel, not just how you look. Moody's plant-based protein includes superfoods and aptogenic ashwagandha, clinically proven to boost mood and reduce stress. They make protein inclusive, sustainable, and accessible for all modern wahine. So would Kate or Nicholas like to give a quick elevator pitch for Moody?
Yep, I will.
Sweet.
So I'm Kate, the CEO of Moody. As Jeffrey mentioned, we are a woman-centric brand disrupting the protein powder industry with products that focus on how you feel, not just how you look. There is a disconnect between the values of existing protein powder brands and what most modern wahine want. These brands focus on one goal: physical appearance. Their marketing shows bikini models. Their products have names like Slim and Tone. Their ingredients minimize calories using flavors and sweetness. Their products feel inaccessible to 60% of women. We focus on mental wellness. Our plant-based protein contains an adaptogenic herb, clinically proven to boost mood and reduce stress. Our protein is also sweetened and flavored only by superfoods, currently unseen in this market, giving unbeatable taste and color to smoothies, breakfasts, and baking. Moody is accessible, sustainable, and makes protein powder more inclusive for all women. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Moody. That sounds really cool. I don't know what adaptogenic ashwagandha is, but I'm very interested to find out in the future. All right, so next up, we have Rizos Enterprises from the academic category. So today, without massive treatment, drinking fresh water could and has been fatal. Sensing water pollution is the key for a healthier society and growth, but is impeded by high costs and long testing times. So Rizos Enterprises cuts down both using novel high-tech laser-based inline autonomous sensing for
Is Jade there? Okay, so Rhizo's Enterprises cuts down both using novel high-tech laser-based in the autonomous sensing for water pipes, rivers, and lakes. So I was wondering, would anyone from Rhizo's Enterprises like to turn on their mic and give a 1-minute pitch?
Resource is having an issue getting into the room, so we might just skip over and hopefully we can get him on later on.
Okay, sweet. So I guess we'll go to the next team. Okay, so next up we have Modelero from New Ventures category. Modelero is a software package which allows organizations to use modern machine learning inspired techniques to quantify the uncertainty and interpret the predictions of their spreadsheet models. So would Matthew or Liam like to give a 1-minute pitch?
Yeah, sure. Hello, can you all hear me? See me in the face of people?
Yep, we can hear you.
Perfect. So hi everyone, my name is Matthew Bilton and I'm with my friend Liam Rawlings to talk about Modeo to you all, which is a software tool we're currently developing to perform uncertainty quantification and interpretability analysis on Excel spreadsheet models. So to understand what that means, let's consider a situation where an investment banker is using a valuation spreadsheet to decide whether or not to buy a stock. There are probably two questions on their mind when they look at the prediction of their model. First of all, how uncertain am I about these predictions? And second of all, why has the model made those predictions and how do I communicate that to other people? So fortunately, there's a lot of really nice machine learning based techniques which exist to deal with these questions, namely uncertainty quantification and model interpretability analysis. Unfortunately, to use those tools, the banker would have to rewrite their models in either Python or R, which contains those analysis tools. Modeo simply solves that problem, which is faced by all organizations which use these spreadsheet models, by translating the model into Python code, which can then be used to perform uncertainty quantification or interpretability analysis through a user-friendly interface. That's basically the gist of it. Thanks for listening, and we'd love to talk to you all a bit later.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So the next team we'd like to introduce is Sequa from the social category. Sequa is New Zealand's sustainable personal care product company on a mission to save the ocean from chemical and plastic waste. They provide unique sustainable personal care products that customers can swap for an incentivized discount in an affordable and sustainable manner. So let's hear it from Sequa.
Hi guys, my name's Kiana and I'm from Sequa. So we're on a mission to save the ocean from chemical and plastic waste. Just a few facts to highlight the problem. So there's currently 500 dead zones in the ocean that marine life are unable to inhabit because of chemical and plastic waste. 165 million shampoo bottles are dumped into the ocean every year, and 90% of shampoo brands in New Zealand contain harmful chemicals that are not only harmful for the ocean, but for yourself as well. So current liquid solutions are quite bad for the environment and they contain harmful chemicals and plastic packaging. So our solution is to create an all-natural New Zealand liquid shampoo with key ingredients such as manuka, kumarahu, and kawakawa, and package them in reusable bamboo bottles.
Cool. Thanks, Kiana. So
That sounds great. All right, so now we have another one of the qualifiers from the social category, the furry tree huggers.
The furry tree huggers prevent forest fires in the Amazon by wearing fire extinguishing suits and hugging trees. By hugging trees, the furry tree huggers saved 500 acres of the Amazon in the 2020 forest fires.
Now, welcome to the stage, the furry tree huggers.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Wait, I don't even know what comes after qualifying.
Hello there, it is I, the Sage of Startups. You might remember me from my sensational promo for the 100K challenge. Congratulations for qualifying. All 15 qualifiers will go through our Launchpad program. Okay, what is the Launchpad program? Launchpad is Velocity's 6-week program where all of the qualifying teams participate in weekly workshops about creating an in-depth business plan, market validation, business financials, and more. Each team is also paired with 2 mentors that specialize in their industry.
How do you decide which prize the furry tree huggers will win?
Great question. After the Launchpad program, each team will turn in a final business plan, followed by a pitch to a panel of judges. Both of these things will be included in the scoring to determine the top 5 winners.
Okay, then what do we win?
Each of the winning teams gets seed capital, the first place winner gets $15,000, and the runner-up receives $7,000. The 3 category winners also receive $2,000. These 5 winning teams also get exclusive entry into Venture Lab, our incubator program, where they get connected with industry leaders and receive milestone payments. They also have potential to gain access to the $20 million Evergreen University of Auckland Investors Fund and IP Fund, plus much more.
Wow, that sounds amazing. Thanks, Matt, for the info.
Picture time.
Awesome. So in case the Sage of Startups' accent was a bit too heavy for you guys to understand, let's do a quick recap.
So, Launchpad involves 6 weeks of workshops on the topics listed on this slide. Each team will also be paired with 2 mentors that are experienced in your business's industry, and you'll even get the chance to meet with top lawyers to talk about IP strategy for your business. So, at the end of the program, teams will submit a final business plan and then pitch their idea to a panel of judges who will decide the winners. We'll also talk about the next steps more with each of the 15 teams in the coming days. So let's now hear about some more teams and their businesses.
All right, thank you. Next up, we'd like to introduce ABI-EIT from the academic category. Lungs are one of the most vital organs in the human body, but doctors don't currently have a method for continuously monitoring lung health. ABI-EIT seeks to change this using electrical impedance tomography, a safe, low-cost, portable medical scanning technology. So let's hear it from ABI-EIT.
Hello.
Hi.
So we've developed a new medical scanning technology that we think is going to radically change healthcare in the next few years. It's called electrical impedance tomography, or EIT. So it is a medical scanning technology, kind of like MRI or CT, but instead of X-rays, it uses minute electrical currents that are applied all around the outside of a patient's chest and uses them to kind of build up an image of what's inside. So EIT is really useful for scanning patients' lungs, and because it uses just minute electric currents instead of X-rays or anything else, it's really safe, and it's also really portable, which you can imagine is super useful in a case where a patient has an infectious disease like COVID-19. So we see a future where one of these is shipped with every ventilator unit, and really they just become the new gold standard in lung health monitoring. So we're a group from the Auckland Bioengineering Institute, which means we have a lot of support in world-leading modeling and instrumentation capabilities, and we're really excited about the future.
Cool. That sounds like a really interesting technology. All right. So next up, we have Hulu Music, which is an educational mobile application in our new ventures category. Hulu Music helps to maximize the learning and practice of music students while minimizing the educator's workload and after-class management. Hulu Music's vision is to redefine music practice and to make the time of musicians more valuable. So can someone from Hulu Music give a 1-minute pitch on how to help musicians' time be more valuable?
Yes, sure. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. All right, I just get started. Okay. My name is Ziyu Tuo, and I work with my friend Jing Chao Ma. Our project is called Hulu Music. As young students cannot practice music effectively and proactively, meanwhile, teachers are having trouble tracking students' practice progress to improve their learning. To solve this problem, we are developing an educational mobile app in both student and teachers' versions. Students can record their practice videos and time durations, then share with their teachers, and teachers can give them immediate feedback and plan for the next lesson effectively. Well, our target customers are music learners aged from 4 to 18, the parents and all music teachers located in New Zealand and China. We wish to maximize the impact of musicians' regular practice and minimize music teachers' after-class workload. Now we're seeking professional advice and fundings for future business development. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hulu Music. Sounds amazing. And now we'd like to introduce another team from the new ventures category, Delta Waterways. Delta Waterways is developing a web-hosted tool that uses high-resolution satellite imagery and machine learning to monitor and predict changes to New Zealand's waterways. Delta Waterways has the ability to rapidly and comprehensively assess waterway degradation with minimal human resources, dramatically increasing the ease of access to and availability of data. So let's give it up for Delta Waterways.
Kia ora, can I be heard?
Yep, we can hear you.
Awesome. Kia ora, everybody. Ko Morgan Dolphin, tōku ingoa. We are Delta Waterways. So yeah, as Jeffrey was talking about, we've developed this tool that uses satellite imagery, and it looks at the imagery and assesses waterway health from the image. And this is really exciting because it kind of revolutionizes the way we monitor our waterway health. Currently, we monitor waterway health by grabbing a sample, taking it to the lab, analyzing it, and fitting that to a model. And what this means is that that takes a lot of manpower, and we only really directly monitor a few waterways. By using satellite imagery and some really intelligent algorithms and machine learning tools, we can monitor whole regions of waterways essentially automatically, which is going to help with our waterway monitoring efforts a lot. We can also use our immense amount of satellite data to feed data-driven predictive models, which is really exciting for predicting and analyzing the way our waterways degrade. We're really excited to have been selected as a qualifying team, and we're looking forward to showing you all what we can do.
Cool. That's really cool that you're using like something that already exists, like satellite imagery as well. So now can we have the next qualifier from the new ventures category, Bunyom. Bunyom allows customers to quickly scan their feet with their smartphones in the comforts of their place at any time. Bunyom is a service-oriented platform to address bunion systems. I thought that was a really clever name. I was like, oh, I get it. So individuals can scan their feet with their smartphones anytime to order a personalized and affordable bunion corrector. So can someone from Bunyom please explain how this would work?
Yeah, all right, everyone. We are by Bunyomi and Shaheen. My name is Somaya, and the little member, our daughter Maneli. I want to start as like, have you ever suffered from bunion pain and deformity, the deformity of the big toe joint? Do you know that 1 in 3 New Zealanders suffering from bunion? American Orthopedic Society tells that 55% of women in US have bunions. I have a bunion pain for 10 years, and I wasted tons of time, lots of money to search and buy bunion corrector products. Then I realized that there are millions of women are just like me. So there is a pain, and then there have to be a unique, special response for this pain. Then we try to build a solution, which is personalization. And as we have a look at how the world is changing, or how is the technology landscape is changing, this opportunity will be spreading to a big place. And at this point stage, Bunyomi tries to offer bunion correctors as a service that have never been so personalized and affordable for patients. Bunyomi is a custom fit-oriented startup which offers an innovative solution that uses computer vision, 3D modeling, and AI-enabled platform to address bunion issues. Thank you so much.
Woo!
Thank you. I'm really excited to see where Bunyomi goes from here. And next up, we'd like to introduce Supercarbon from the academic category. Supercarbon is offering a novel platform to be used in rechargeable, reusable, antibacterial, and antiviral facial masks that filters and inactivates the bacteria and virus in the aerosols. Supercarbon also prevents infection and stimulates wound healing by providing low voltage on the wound site. So let's hear from Supercarbon. Woo!
Woo! Hello guys. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, cool. My name is Sarah, and I'm going to talk about the outbreak of virus diseases that became a global issue with the emergence of lethal viruses with long-term viability on the surfaces. And yet, here we are in another lockdown. We have successfully produced capacitive surfaces that are capable of inactivating bacteria and viruses after being charged by a low voltage for a very short time. Our new antibacterial and antiviral platform, which we like to call it supercarbon, is fully rechargeable and reusable. And here we propose two main applications for the supercarbon. First, reusable antibacterial and antiviral facial mask that can filter and inactivate the bacteria and viruses in the aerosols. It can prevent the cross-contamination and transmission of virus and can offer a sustainable solution to reducing the waste problem of non-reusable facial masks. And second, rechargeable antibacterial wound dressing that prevents infection and simulates wound healing by providing a low voltage on the wound side. It can reduce the risk of antibiotic and antibacterial resistance. Thank you so much.
Woo! All right. So now I hope you guys are all paying attention to the skit that we had before, or video, because now we're going to have a mini pop quiz. So if you know the answer, just turn on your mic and shout it out. We were going to throw chocolates at you guys if you got the answer right. But unfortunately, now if you get the right answer, you'll just swing by the Unleashed space for some sweets when we're back on campus.
All right, so our first question. How many weeks is Velocity's Launchpad program?
6 weeks.
Yep, it is 6 weeks. When we're back on
Who
campus,
said
I'd love for you to swing by the Unleashed space for some chocolate and some goodies.
All right, next question. How many mentors is each team paired up with during the Launchpad program?
Two.
Who said 2?
We said 2.
We said.
All right. We got it. You gotta make sure you write it down so you can get some chocolate later.
All right, third question. How many teams are able to enter Venture Lab?
5.
5, yes.
Oh, it was 5.
It was
Yay.
5.
Yay. You guys
5
are
teams
on
will
to it.
enter Venture Lab, the first place, the runner-up, and the 3 category winners.
Cool. So, how many teams entered the 100K challenge this year?
90.
No, entered 15.
Oh, it was 90, guys. You got it.
Yeah.
Pay attention. Oh yeah, and that was the second highest in Velocity's 18-year history ever.
Good job, you guys. And now we have our final question of the pop quiz. How much seed capital does the first place winner receive?
15 grand. 15K, yes.
Yeah. 15
I
grand.
think someone said it in the chat too. Dang.
And the second place winner also receives $7,000 in seed capital, and each category winner also receives $2,000.
Well, that went way better than we were even hoping. I'm glad that you guys were all paying attention. So I hope you guys are excited and ready to hear about the other teams who made it. So next up we have...
We'd like to introduce Food Web from the social category. Food Web aims to introduce primary school students to a variety of food from each of the food groups in a way that is fun, multicultural, and educational. I always love food-based businesses, so could somebody from Food Web please explain more about this?
Hi, my name is Michelle and my teammates are Jed and Yash. We're design students. Our product Food Web is an interactive classroom-based app that will present primary school students with a variety of food items. This is important because children are naturally neophobic, meaning they're wary of new foods. That's why it usually takes 7 to 8 times to acclimate children to something new. For low socioeconomic households, this presents to be a difficulty. Therefore, schools are the ideal grounds for distributing food literacy in a way that is equitable. The app functions by allowing students to sign up to their class. A food web is then presented showing a variety of food items. If a student has eaten something within the web, they can tell their teacher and their teacher can press on the food item, which will light up. The more types of food eaten within the web, the more the app's virtual farm will flourish. This functionality allows for healthy competition between classes to see which is able to create the most vibrant farm. Additional food literacy, such as food nutrition, can be viewed when students swipe left on any food item. Thanks for listening.
Woo! That sounds really fun, actually. I know it was hard to get me to eat anything besides rice when I was a kid. So. All right, the next qualifier is another team from the new ventures category, H2O Qual. H2O Qual aims to launch sensitive, low-cost, and integrated points-of-care water quality monitoring devices. The technology will be mass-producible and will enable ubiquitous deployment. So can someone from H2O Qual explain how this monitoring device works?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Harshpreet from H2O Call, and we have like Khalid and Brian in the audience and New Zealand Product Accelerator team who's also backing up this idea. So H2O Call is basically a disruptive water monitoring technology that combines cloud computing and machine learning coupled with Internet of Things framework. The system facilitates real-time water quality monitoring, providing decision makers such as government agencies with an opportunity to avoid potential problems and respond in a targeted manner as and when the problem arises. So this bundled sensor technology provides a sensitive, low-cost and integrated point-of-care water quality monitoring system for agricultural ecosystem and water infrastructure. So this novel technology will enhance water monitoring capability and will significantly increase the ability of end users such as food producers, councils, government agencies, and local authorities to have a substantial impact on agriculture and clean water. So the target is simple here: to save lives, enhance our environment, and provide clean water for our future generations. Pure and clean water is not a luxury, it is a necessity. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much, Harshpreet. That sounds really impactful and really, really amazing. So next up, we have Native Harvest. Native Harvest brings delicious native berries to consumers. Many native products like Manukau honey are extremely valuable. However, the sweet edible berries produced by indigenous plants are unavailable to the public. Currently, only foragers can enjoy them. Native Harvest will change that, bringing New Zealand's biodiversity to a wider audience. So let's give it up for Native Harvest.
Hey everyone, thanks Jeffrey, thanks Jade. So yeah, I'm Luke from Native Harvest, and our goal is to be the first business selling native New Zealand berries. It's a pretty simple concept, but no one's doing this. Lots of native plants produce sweet edible berries, some with interesting flavors or unique health effects. But all you can buy right now are fruit from introduced species. Now, we've seen how valuable other natural products from our environment can be. Jars of Manuka honey were recently selling for over $2,000. Our berries will also be wild harvested from sustainably managed forests. This not only provides a unique high-value food product, but it also creates a financial incentive for landowners to actually look after the native forests that they have on their land. I just want to say a big thank you to our mentors, Jason Dunn, Kitty Dell, and Paul Quinlan, who've all played a huge part in us getting this far. And yeah, thank you.
Woo! Thank you.
I remember Luke from Summer Lab, so it's real cool to see that he's gone this far. Like, I remember you guys bringing in little berries, and like I heard they tasted real good. All right, so the last qualifier from the new ventures category is hireahobbyist.com. Hireahobbyist.com is a brand that makes freelance manufacturing easy and affordable. Hireahobbyist.com is an online platform that connects skilled individuals with consumers to offer their skills as services. So can someone from Hire a Hobbyist explain how this platform is going to work?
Oh, that like we had a chance. Can just let me double check. Can you hear us?
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Just double checking. So we luckily have all three of us. I'm Reese, this is Caleb, and this is Tang. So like our goal is to make the freelance manufacturing as easy and as possible and also affordable.
Yeah, 3D printing is becoming easier and more well-known globally, as many people are able to fabricate anything they can think of. Anyone can buy and learn how to use a 3D printer, and over the last few years, with a decreasing price and ease of use, it's made 3D printing an ideal hobby and business opportunity for many people.
Well, in real, however, many people who want to print something which is easy and simple to be designed in 3D printing, but they don't want to purchase the machine and spend weeks to find out what can be done, what cannot be done.
Pyrohobbyist.com is a solution that will connect people who want accessible and affordable 3D printing with hobbyists that want to easily earn money from their skills and their hobby, many of whom are already offering this service to those around them.
Well, follow us on the hobbyist.com on the Instagram, as well as stay updated. We'll keep you updated, maybe.
Awesome. That was incredible, guys. And now for last but not least, but for our final qualifier of tonight, we have the next step. The next step is an educational outreach program designed to inspire low decile high school kids to enroll in university. With mentorship workshops and one-on-one support, the next step guides students from less privileged backgrounds to take the next step in their educational journey. So would Nandini or Charlotte like to come up to the stage and say a few words?
Thank you so much, Jeffrey. I'll speak on our behalf, but the next step, like you said, is a outreach program, and it started coming from my own personal experiences. I came from a low decile housing, and getting into university was so difficult for me. I experienced a lot of challenges, and I realized that there was a huge problem. Only 6% of high school students from low income backgrounds end up enrolling into uni, so there's clearly a huge disconnect, and the next step is there to support students who come from these low decile backgrounds, to help support them with one-on-one mentorship, educational programs, workshops, everything that a student needs so that they feel ready and supported to take the next step in their journey. And I have the lovely Charlotte with me, supporting me through this. So yeah.
Woo!
Thank you.
That sounds really great. It sounds like you guys could help a lot of kids trying to get into uni, which is a great thing. So apparently Rizos Enterprises was having some technical difficulties earlier. So would someone like from their team like to give a quick pitch now?
Yeah, does it work?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so for some reason I got booted from the meeting. I couldn't join. Yeah, now it should be working fine. I hope you guys can see me all. Is there any introduction or something, or should I just shoot away? Or
yeah, so Rizos Enterprises is from the academic category, and they have massive treatment. Drinking fresh water could have been, today without massive treatment, drinking fresh water could and has been fatal. Sensing water pollution is the key for a healthier society and growth, but is impeded by high costs and long testing times. Rizos Enterprises cuts down both using novel high-tech laser-based inline autonomous sensing for water pipes, rivers, and lakes. So take it away.
all right, so one of the reasons for New Zealand's drinking water crisis is the perpetual outbreak of E. coli in our drinking water. And the reason for this is because currently we do not have sufficient technology in place that can sense pathogens such as E. coli fast enough. We, Research Enterprises, develop a laser-based technology that can sense these waterborne pathogens, E. coli, in real time, instantaneously, and autonomously. And such a technology is imperative for the health of all New Zealand communities and globally, and can, for instance, be integrated in a water treatment facility to provide health and safe drinking water for everybody. Thank you.
Woo!
Woo! Thank you.
Fresh water is very important, so that sounds awesome. So thanks again to our 15 qualifiers. Now, if anybody in the audience has any kind of question about any of the businesses, just shout it out or type it in our chat. Cool. Jeffrey, did you have any questions to
Yeah, so while you guys are still thinking of some questions, I actually had a question for Native Harvest. So what are these specific berries that you guys are using, and is there any reason why they aren't being sold in the market right now?
Yeah, so the berry that we're focusing on at the moment is totara berries. And we're not entirely sure, honestly, why they're not on the market yet. I think it's only recently that a lot of New Zealand's native plants and animals have really been started to be valued. And I think it's also just difficult. You've got to develop new harvesting methods. We'll be wild harvesting, so it's not like we have plantations all set up. So I think it's just a hurdle that no one's gotten over yet, but I think we've got a good plan for how to do that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have any questions for any team?
I've got a question for Sequa, if they're available.
Yeah, fire away.
Cool. How far through are you with the process? Like, have you got a prototype, or have you got something that you've made already?
Yeah, thanks, Alex. We currently have prototyped a bottle, and we're testing it in the shower at the moment and seeing how long lasting it is. And we've been prototyping the shampoo formulation as well. We just need a bit more money to get through that. So hopefully we can get through this and continue to do that.
Cool. Any questions in the chat? No, not yet. Shout out your questions if you guys have any. Cool. I think I have one for fist bump. So obviously you guys mentioned there are other platforms such as like Bumble, BFF, or Meetup. How are you guys going to make sure that you can compete against these like competing businesses?
Sorry, can you just repeat again? There was some background noise.
Oh, no worries. Well, there's just other similar platforms, and like such as Bumble, BFF, or Meetup. So how are you guys going to differentiate yourselves from kind of platforms that already exist to make friends?
Yeah, good question. Our current strategy is to DDoS them. We have a hacker on site who is able to kind of shut them down remotely. But we also have a plan B. I'll tell you our plan B. But yeah, we've actually downloaded all of these applications to do user interviews. By the way, for all of you out there, I highly recommend the Mom Test, the book by Rob Fitzgerald. So what we try to do is to talk to the users of Fistbump, BFF, and Meetup and stuff to understand their behavior, to kind of compare when we're talking to our users and interviewing them. A lot of people from Bumble BFF, well, this is obviously skewed statistics because we've only spoken to like dozens of people as 4 of us, because nobody would match with us. Yeah, they actually get Bumble BFF because they also get Bumble, so they primarily get Bumble for dating, and then kind of Bumble BFF is already there, so they don't really use it as primarily. But even then, so if we're talking about Bumble BFF, there's a lot of focus on the pictures of the person, and there's not enough interest, so they only make it like 5 or 6 different things from your profile, whereas we collect over 30. And so we match you much more tight knitly. That's first. Secondly, with the Meetup and stuff, the strategy right now is that we're not direct competitors because they're more focused on letting users create their like clubs and stuff. And these are usually much bigger than what you have at uni, in a way that what we're doing now with clubs. So I've mentioned clubs before, but that might be what the reason you're mentioning Meetup is we're focusing on creating small groups, like for example, book clubs, bands, whatever you like come up with, like anything, but much smaller than Meetup, and it's more catered towards students. So that's the plan right now. Yeah.
Oh, sounds good.
Does anyone else have any questions they'd like to ask to any of the teams? I just have one more question actually to Moody. So what exactly is this aptogenic ashwagandha, and how does it reduce stress and improve mood?
Yeah, it's a great question. So ashwagandha is a naturally occurring herb
from the root of a plant that has been used traditionally in Indian herbal medicine for many centuries to basically treat the body's response to stress and also help boost mood, which means it's part of a group of plants known as adaptogens. Ashwagandha is the world's most popular adaptogen, and it's actually got a very substantive body of clinical evidence to prove these effects.
Okay. And is this ashwagandha not being used in any other protein powder right now on the market?
Currently, it's very rare to find it in protein powders. And if it is in a protein powder, it's often mixed with flavors, colors, thickness, which means that it kind of has, it detracts from the health benefits that you would get from ashwagandha. So our aim is to basically have a really healthy protein powder that just has ashwagandha mixed with superfoods. So it's going to probably nourish the body better. And we also will make sure that we have the amount clinically proven in these trials to actually have these effects in every serve of our protein powder. So our consumers can be sure that they're getting the full benefits of this supplement.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Cool. So I just have one question that was messaged to me that I'll just read out really quick, and then I think we'll wrap up. So for hireahobbyist.com, how would you guys compete against current social media platforms for finding a 3D printer? For example, there's a New Zealand Facebook group for 3D printing.
Hi. Yeah, so actually one of the benefits to having a platform like this is it consolidates all of those little groups together. So currently there's lots of different groups on Facebook, and there's lots of other platforms that people are using, but they still have to do most of the work themselves. So this sort of just puts one platform where everyone can go to, and it sort of simplifies a lot of the process that people have to do themselves.
Cool.
Okay, so I think that will wrap up our Q&A
I was
session.
hoping you would say quality assurance for the end user, but never mind.
That definitely comes into it also. It also comes down to reliability. Like those people on Facebook, you don't know whether they're reputable, whether they, have good reviews. Yeah.
True.
Cool. Does anyone have any more questions?
I think we're all good.
Okay. So, thanks again to our 15 qualifiers. And we can't wait to see all the teams again at the finals after going through the Launchpad program. And make sure to follow us on social media, sign up to our newsletter, and check out our website to stay up to date on the latest Velocity news.
Once again, we'd like to thank our sponsors, judges, facilitators, and mentors for making this all possible, as well as everyone from the Velocity Student Committee for planning and executing the 100K challenge. So I hope you guys all have a great rest of your night, and congrats to all 15 of the qualifiers. Thanks, guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you, guys.
Woo! Heck yeah.